Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 12 of Just Jenni Lee, the little part of my YouTube channel where I talk about stuff like maybe art, like maybe the world, like maybe me and just my life, and make art, maybe the boring parts. Today, I need to do some outlining of these tapes in my gold acrylic paint pen. So I thought I would work on that while I was chatting with you. And for my 12th episode, I thought it would kind of be fun to just talk about my little 2-month journey on YouTube. I was on YouTube prior to 2 months, but I was treating it a lot more like an Instagram account and not utilizing all of its full potential. I didn't even understand it. I hadn't really used YouTube. I didn't grow up watching TV. And so I realized that I didn't really understand it. So I was treating it like a Instagram account for, I don't know, like 2 years and barely posting anything at that. I would post on it occasionally, but I didn't really understand it. And so about 2 months ago, if you've been following along, I started to do a project for my daughter. She had asked for some scarves for Christmas, and I was really thrilled to do it, but I started to have some difficulty when I was working on these scarves. She had sent me inspiration pics, and I thought, oh, cool, this will be fun. I can figure, out how to replicate those pretty well. And I went and got yarn and just dug into kind of a mock knit stitch, but crochet. And I started to struggle with it. This is not the same gold color as I had on here, but I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's still gold. I started to struggle. So about, I don't know, a week and a half in of doing a back loop only slip stitch, every single row, and getting, I don't know, probably like halfway through the scarf, I realized it's just too dense. It's not going to be drapey. It's just going to be awkward. And I also realized that I had 2 different dye lots of yarn, which for off-white, you'd think wouldn't even matter, but the sheen difference was really striking, and the color difference was pretty noticeable. So I had bought the last 4 skeins, and I thought, well, I need to go back, get more yarn. I need to frog all this. It was miserable to frog. Oh my gosh. People were trying to give me money in order to just get me to go buy new yarn, but there wasn't any new yarn. And then when there finally was, I went back and got more, and it was more different than the other 2. So I ended up using the original 4 anyways. But that being said, it seemed like almost a sitcom to me, what I was dealing with. And literally people were being hysterically funny about it, trying to just, start like a GoFundMe to buy me yarn and such like that. So, so anyways, I decided that I would start to chronicle the process. I felt like this inspirational moment in my life. Now, mind you, I hadn't really done much like vlogging. I think I have one artist vlog on YouTube from like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I hadn't really even watched any YouTube. Now I've actually watched other people who do this, and I've gotten a little bit of inspiration from the different channels I've watched. But anyways, I started to chronicle the process, and being, the TikTok person and Instagram person I was doing everything in vertical format. So that's why all those vlogs are like in the vertical format, and why I've continued to do them in that vertical format to this day, because I can like splice up little chunks of it and like post it on other social media platforms, and hopefully get people to come and watch some other content. The camera looks a little crooked to me, so I have to like fix it because it's annoying me. So give me 1 second. I don't know if that's gonna make me any happier. Maybe, not sure. A little bit. Okay. So anyways, not sure it really matters, but so I started chronicling what I was doing. And as I was doing that, it was crazy busy. It was like right before Christmas. My daughter was here, and I thought I will never be able to keep up with doing this while I am trying to get ready for Christmas and host Christmas dinner for, a bunch of people and all this sort of thing. And I just found, though, that I was having a lot of fun, and it kept me really grounded. Now, if you've been following along, you'll know, like, last week I had a ton of anxiety. It was really, really, really bad. Friends and family had to come and intervene. I was not in a good place. But what was really interesting to me was when I was doing this Christmas vlogging, countdown to Christmas vlogging. This is dried up and doesn't want to be cooperative. I'm going to switch gears because that marker is not working, and I don't know if I have another one, so I'm going to put this one on hold, and I'm going to work on these. As I was doing the countdown to Christmas vlogging, I actually just found it to be so much fun and grounding, and I ended up realizing as I was doing it that I had actually more time at the end of the day because I was wasting time. And I feel like what I just want to talk about today is that YouTube has become like a medium to me. If you notice, I work in a lot of different mediums. So I've got like the watercolors, and I've got like the oil painting, and these are acrylics. And if you look around my house, you're going to see sculpture and printmaking and colored pencil. And I have studied a lot of mediums over the years. And I started to relate to YouTube almost as if it was like a medium, but not only like a medium, but like a game. So when Naomi was little, she really, really, really liked to watch me play a video game called Ocarina of Time. It was a Zelda game on the N64, and she loved that game so much. So she would always beg me to play it when she was like 3 or 4 years old. She couldn't really like control the controllers or play the game, but she like believed that we were actually, on Hyrule Field, and she was Link, and we were saving the princess. And YouTube then somehow during this challenge and the after effects of starting to see the YouTube channel grow a little bit, I started to see it almost as like a game. And I realized, oh my goodness, like I can gain subscribers, and I can, watch my metrics, and I can maybe put some effort into this, and that results in that, and all this sort of thing. So I have now seen myself over the last 2 months, since I started. I think today's the 17th or 18th. I forgot, February, somewhere in there. I lose track of time. But anyways, I can now see how incredibly different I feel about creating just in general versus how I felt about it even 2 months ago. Because I guess creating to me felt, I'm having a hard time deciding what tape I want to use. I guess creating to me felt very optional, if that makes any sense. I didn't feel like it was necessarily had to be a part of my day, or if I was like crocheting or something, that would count as enough. And I started to really become isolated in the last couple years because of that. Not that I ever want to not crochet. I think it's a wonderful, relaxing, stress-reducing, meditative experience, and I definitely will always want my yarn with me. But I had become incredibly escapist into that world to the point where I just didn't want to like really interact with any of my artwork or any of the creative community. And even last year when I got into doing a little bit of teaching, it was like so much effort, and I felt like I was really putting myself out there, and I didn't really know like to what effect and was it worth it. And now YouTube has not only become like a medium and almost like a game, but it's also become an inspiration to me, because I do have a hard time leaving my house. I do have a hard time like relating to people, and I feel like really, really blessed to be able to come here and share this, share my studio with people, to share my process with people, um, without having to leave my house. And it wakes me up in the morning, like really excited to see what the day brings, even though I don't sleep that good. So I say in the morning loosely. I go to bed very late, and then I tend to be up early, and then I fall back asleep, and then I'm up in the middle of the day. I have a weird sleep schedule. But I guess all that to say that I've been really looking at my channel and trying to debate, like, is this where I'm at? I plan to continue to do the, I don't know, the 3 to 7 minute little vlogs on kind of what I'm doing in the studio and maybe in my day, including like different things. Like yesterday, I had all the cleaning videos that I put into my little vlog there. And I'm going to still be doing the Just Jenni Lee series. I've got a big, huge list of things that I'm ready to tackle, and the ideas just keep coming. So, like I said, I had to get my house a little bit in order the last few days, just because last week was a rough week. I wasn't as creative, though. I came into the studio at least most of the days, and I even did a little bit of posting. I'm working so hard on consistency, and I think that was my biggest hindrance when I was trying to post content before, was just inconsistency and not really any direction. And then last spring, when I started doing the little yarn casts and the different things, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with this. The editing was really heavy. But people really like the yarn casts, not gonna lie. Some of the more popular things that people seem to gravitate towards on my channel are things where William and I are doing things together, whether we're in the studio or we are in the kitchen. People really like the yarn casts a lot. And so I want to actually bring those back. And then the crocheting bit of what I cover will be not relegated to that, but more concentrated in that, though I may throw a little video clip in during the vlogs of me crocheting here and there. So I definitely want to bring those back. People really like them. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm headed for the different types of content. Those tended to be longer, like 45 minutes, and they'll probably stay about that. But because I do a lot less crocheting now, because I am in the studio, I will probably only do them like every other week. And I think that will be manageable for me. Yeah, as far as the rest of the content goes, I'll be splicing out bits during the live streams of maybe something I'm working on and technique. And then I will be working on watercolors in the very near future here. The oil painting thing, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it, and I don't love it. And my heart just kind of wants to get back into that, which I feel not only the most comfortable with, but I feel draws a lot of people to my studio. That's what I usually get hired to teach. And it's just something that comes very naturally to me, whereas the oil paints seem incredibly just intense in every way. So many different brushes, so many different mediums, so many different things to contend with. Whereas watercolors, it's super simple. I have 2 different kinds of brushes, one kind of paint, water, a lot of water, and very little fuss about it. So, in oil painting, you can kind of hang directly on the wall, and watercolors, you have to frame under glass. And I thought it would be cool to be able to process a painting a little bit more faster than I do a watercolor. But at the end of the day, this painting over here has taken me just as long as a painting like that would take. So I'm not really sure if it's my thing. But anyways, I'm just going through the journey of how I'm growing as an artist on YouTube, and you're along for the ride. So yeah, I know it was rambling today, but I want to say thank you, YouTube, for giving an artist the opportunity to have a platform where I don't have to make everything into a 1 minute reel or just a series of photographs, where I'm not penalized for wanting people to stay and engage, where live streams are actually interactive and beneficial. Yeah, it's a sappy kind of little Just Jenni Lee today, but thank you to YouTube for helping me to gain consistency in my creative world, in my life, and even in my emotional regulation. Last week, like I said, was really tough, and I have been able to work through the last several panic attacks I had and not have to dump them on my husband and not necessarily have to dump them on the other people in my life. And I'm just incredibly, incredibly grateful for that. So I thank God for everything at the end of the day, but I believe He uses mediums, and one of those mediums for me has been YouTube. So if you're with me and you've made it this far in the video, I just want you to know that I really, really appreciate you, and I thank you for being here, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. If you liked this, please like and subscribe, and I would love to have you be a part of my journey. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.